2010, we're just calling it Chardonnay. Now for those of you who know the Trius lineup, the 2009 vintage was called the unoaked Chardonnay because it was purely unoaked. All the juice went into a steel tank. It did all its fermenting and aging in that to retain the fruit flavors. This one we're just calling Chardonnay. They're still doing their barrel ferment, where the juice goes into a toasted barrel and it does all its fermenting and its aging in the barrel, and it's pure buttery liquid golden goodness. Yum. And you'll notice a difference in the color because of that. This is still going to be a fairly pale yellow. Okay. By show of hands, who does not typically like a Chardonnay?
Me. Show of
Okay,
hands.
two of you. Why is that? Oaked or unoaked, or does it matter?
I'm just not a big fan of the Chardonnay. I prefer red.
So a lot of times people say they don't like a Chardonnay is because it's either oaked or unoaked, and they've had it one way and they flipped the other. For example, I like mine oaked. The more the better. Good friend of mine, unoaked only. It's just what the palate likes. Wine is completely subjective. There is no wrong answer. How many more do we need? This bottle's kind of cold.
Yeah, it is a little. You might want to hold it if you can.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you know what? Before you guys take a sip, this wine is a little bit cold, and I'm going to break with proper wine etiquette. Typically, you would hold it by the stem. I'm going to say warm your glass up a little bit. Just hold it by the bowl. You just want to warm it up a little bit, not too much. Okay. Again, that's going to change the acids in the wine, which will then change the flavor of the wine that you're going to get. You're not going to get just... So here we have grapes, again, VQA, all grown, produced in Niagara. The reason we're not calling this unoaked is because 83% of the juice was left in stainless steel. 17% was done in French oak and 6% in oak. They're not saying what kind. The remaining 8% was what they put in a large format barrel called a foudre. A foudre, which I had never heard of until today, I had to look it up, is basically a large wooden barrel. If you've ever been to a distillery, a whiskey distillery, and seen the way they cook their mash, they cook their mash in giant wooden vats that are usually about 20 feet across by about 20 feet deep. A foudre typically holds anywhere from 48 to 9,400 gallons of juice. So anywhere from 4,800 to 9,400 gallons of this juice soaked in that barrel for a while, just to get the flavor. And again, you're going to get a balance of either oak or chestnut, depending on what it's made of, with the juice. They then rolled it all around. They took some of it, put it back into French oak. So you're going to get a very complex wine here of citrus and oak. So on the nose, again, you're going to smell it, and the first thing I get is the oak. I get that buttery note of the oak barrels. And typically the French oak barrel has a softer tannic structure, which is going to import a more buttery feeling to the wine. So again, please just give it a swirl. You're going to add some air, which is going to release some of those beautiful flavors. Pineapple, red apple, white peach, yellow plum, and barrel spice. I get the barrel spice because my nose goes looking for it. You get the peach? I get the pineapple after the spice. What do you guys get? You get the pineapple?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is anybody getting the red apple?
I get wooden apple. No, wooden apple.
Sort of
Rare
like your
apple.
nugget. Love you.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so again, take a taste, rinse out your mouth. You're probably still going to have some of the spice from that snack and a little bit of the Riesling, so don't try and taste it all. You don't like white, and you really don't like oak white. So she's making a horrid face.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'll have it for,
Don't look at Jackie right now.
Jackie, if you don't want it. Throw it in mine.
Jackie's face is not an accurate description of the wine.
No.
Like I just said, wine is purely subjective. There is no wrong answer. You either like this or you don't. Jackie doesn't like wine,
If this
and she
were
doesn't
a
like oak.
Surly, I'd be fine.
It's semi. Well, so I can get that, but it's not a proper surly. No.
Not like butter.
Yeah. No. No. So take another sip. Chew your wine.
I was gonna say I taste acid, and I know why now because I just looked at tasting notes.
Yeah.
About half sugar to acid.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get the acid on the tip of my tongue.
See, I get it partway back.
And the tip of my tongue.
Partway back. So medium bodied. They're going to call this a medium bodied Chardonnay because of the oak. The oak's going to impart a little bit more depth. So when they say medium bodied versus light bodied or full bodied, how heavy does it feel in your mouth? Think about taking a sip of water versus a sip of chocolate milk. You know how chocolate milk is thicker and feels heavier in your mouth? That's full bodied versus water, which is very light. This is medium, so it's going to sort of be in the middle, sort of like a Kool-Aid or an iced tea. It's going to have a little bit more weight to it. Tropical fruit, peach, cream, and spice. Who gets the spice?
I get spice.
You get the spice?
Yeah, right back.
Grilled pineapple, toasty notes, and spice. Toasty notes. I get roasted pine nuts, which is probably one of my favorite snacks to eat.
One of the most expensive ones these, isn't it?
I have expensive taste. What can I say?
I'll bet. Once you start eating them, you can't stop.
That's why I'm here. This is why this is the second job to pay for my food habits.
At Laurentian, at the myriad of snack foods that hide under that desk.
That's dinner.
Sour keys, chocolate covered whatevers,
Rosemary and olive oil
olive
Triscuits,
oil
which are
yeah.
delicious with a little bit of brie.
Triscuits,
Yeah, rosemary and olive oil Triscuits with a little bit of brie. Throw it in the oven for like 5 minutes. Oh. Okay, I work 2 jobs. I don't have a whole lot of time in between. I got to grab something quick so I can eat.
Yeah.
So,
Should be a lot heavier.
yeah, people hate me for that.
You should read the blog. He should be way heavier.
I should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 to 400 pounds and die of a massive coronary sometime next week, based on what I eat.
Mm-hmm.
So again, buttery, rich. What do you guys pull out of it? Don't be shy. It's okay. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. Tell me what you taste in the wine.
I'm having it.
Okay, yes. We have a cheddar and Asiago cracker, which is okay. Fine. I've got a box in. I have a box in my desk at work.
Beside the brie.
No, I keep the brie. I can keep the brie in the fridge. So, grab a cracker. Try it while you still have some wine. The butter and the spice and the cooked cheese and just
You get a little nip of the Asiago in there. Nice
Little bit of
cheddar,
bite.
Nice crispiness. Oh, it's so good.
with the spice in the wine.
Make it worse out of it.
I'm pulling a Jackie.
Oh, so you drank all your wine.
I also poured myself a smaller sample.
Well, silly you. I don't know if
No, I'm saving myself for what's coming.
What are the crackers again? Or is that Jello?
President's Choice. Where are they? President's Choice Asiago and
Cheddar or something?
it's a blue and white box.
Goldfish for bonnet?
Gourmet, yeah, gourmet goldfish.
You can eat these and eat these?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got
cheddar and Asiago.
wow.
And just because I like to tease people, Frank. Rhonda's laughing at you. So what do you all think of the 2010 Chardonnay? Something you would enjoy?
Yes.
All right. What would you pair it with? The tasting notes say chicken wraps, and as soon as I hear the word wrap, I'm like, ugh. I kind of disagree.
I would pair it with a gift.
There you go.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Jackie would re-gift. Jackie would re-gift. It talks about creamy pasta salads, grilled, again, whitefish. You could do this with a trout or a salmon as well. It's got the body to
Nice
it.
soul almondine would.
Sol almond, yeah.
Yeah.
Sol almond.
With an ice cream sauce.
A grilled salmon steak and a creamy dill.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines. It talks about chicken pot. Oh look, poached salmon. I think I just. There you go.
Yeah.
Again, you're gonna drink it young and fresh, not when you want to age for a long time.
See, you like cream.